Welcome to Storytime English, where learning English becomes an adventure. Today, we will dive into the controversial life of one of history's most infamous figures, Adolf Hitler. Whether he invokes fascination, revulsion, or curiosity, his story is a blend of ambition, tragedy, and lessons for humanity. From his modest beginnings to a terrible war that reshaped the world, this is Adolf Hitler like you've never heard before. Get ready to immerse yourself in a tale of dreams, power, and ultimately, destruction. Let's begin. On April 20th, 1889, in the quiet town of Braunau am Inn, Austria, a boy named Adolf Hitler was born to Alois and Clara Hitler. The family's life was modest, but not impoverished. Alois, a customs official, was a strict and authoritarian father, while Clara's devotion to her children was a comforting contrast. Adolf, one of 6 children, only 2 of whom survived to adulthood, was described as an imaginative but restless boy. Adolf spent his early years exploring the beautiful Austrian countryside, developing a passion for drawing and painting. He dreamed of becoming an artist, often telling his mother, "One day, I will paint masterpieces that everyone will admire." Clara, a nurturing mother, supported his aspirations, but his father dismissed them harshly. Alois wanted his son to pursue a stable career, preferably in government, which led to frequent clashes between father and son. Tragedy struck early in Adolf's life. At 13, his father died suddenly, leaving a void of both authority and guidance. Initially, Adolf seemed relieved, but the loss also deepened his insecurities. His performance at school declined. Teachers labeled him a potentially gifted but lazy kid. Drawing was his only passion, and he began to retreat into his fantasies of becoming a celebrated artist. In 1907, at 18 years old, Adolf moved to Vienna, the cultural heart of Austria, brimming with hope. "Vienna is where I will make my mark," he thought. However, his ambitions were crushed when the Academy of Fine Arts rejected him. The evaluators claimed his drawings lacked depth and originality, particularly in human figures. Adolf tried again the following year but faced another rejection. With no admission to art school, no regular job, and facing financial difficulties after his mother's death from cancer, Adolf's life went downward. He found himself living in flop houses and shelters for the homeless, surviving by painting postcards and advertisements. During these years of hardship, he developed a deep resentment toward society, particularly targeting minorities and political elites whom he blamed for his failures. It was in Vienna that Hitler first encountered anti-Semitic rhetoric, which influenced his worldview profoundly. In 1914, World War I broke out, offering Adolf an escape from his struggles. He enlisted in the German army, even though he was technically Austrian. For the first time, he felt a sense of belonging and purpose. He served as a messenger on the Western Front, a dangerous role that required bravery. Hitler was wounded twice and awarded the Iron Cross, a prestigious military decoration, for his courage. But the war's end in 1918 was a devastating blow to Adolf. Germany's defeat and the harsh Treaty of Versailles left the nation humiliated and economically shattered. Hitler, like many Germans, felt betrayed by the government leaders who signed the treaty, whom he referred to as the November criminals. This bitterness would fuel his future ambitions. After the war, Adolf struggled to find his footing in a chaotic Germany. In 1919, he joined a small political group called the German Workers' Party. Recognizing his oratory talent, the party's leaders encouraged him to speak publicly. Hitler's fiery speeches, filled with promises of a renewed Germany and scorn for the Treaty of Versailles, drew crowds. His charisma and ability to connect with the frustrations of ordinary Germans made him a rising star. By 1920, Hitler rebranded the party as the National Socialist German Workers' Party, Nazi Party, and designed its emblem, the infamous swastika. His ideas, while giving hope to some, sowed division and hatred. Hitler's ideology blamed Jewish people, communists, and other minorities for Germany's woes, laying the groundwork for future atrocities. In 1923, the years started by his growing following, Hitler attempted to overthrow the German government in a failed coup known as the Beer Hall Putsch. Arrested and charged with treason, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but served only 9 months. During his imprisonment, Hitler wrote his autobiography and political manifesto, Mein Kampf, My Struggle. The book outlined his vision for Germany's future, including territorial expansion, racial purity, and the elimination of perceived enemies. Released from prison, Hitler rebuilt the Nazi Party. The Great Depression of the 1930s created widespread unemployment and despair, making Hitler's promises of jobs and national rejuvenation increasingly appealing. By 1933, the Nazis became the largest party in Germany's parliament, and Hitler was appointed chancellor. From there, he rapidly consolidated power, transforming Germany into a dictatorship. Hitler's government prioritized economic recovery, building infrastructure, and reviving the military. Many Germans, desperate for stability, saw him as a savior. However, behind the facade of progress, Hitler implemented oppressive policies. He silenced dissent, controlled the media, and enacted laws targeting Jewish people and other minorities. In 1939, Hitler's ambitions for territorial expansion led to the invasion of Poland, triggering World War II. Germany initially achieved rapid victories, but as the war progressed, the tides turned against them. Meanwhile, Hitler orchestrated the Holocaust, a systematic genocide that claimed the lives of 6 million Jews and millions of other victims. This remains one of humanity's darkest chapters. By 1944, Germany faced defeat. Allied forces advanced from the west, while the Soviet Union pushed in from the east. Hitler, increasingly isolated and erratic, retreated to his bunker in Berlin. On April 30th, 1945, as Soviet troops closed in, Hitler and his wife, Eva Braun, whom he married a day earlier, took their own lives. Hitler's actions left Germany in ruins, and the world scarred by war and genocide. His story is a cautionary tale of how unchecked ambition, hatred, and propaganda can lead to unimaginable suffering. It serves as a reminder of the importance of compassion, unity, and vigilance against the forces of division. History teaches us not just about the past, but how to shape a better future. Let us choose love over hatred, wisdom over ignorance, and unity over division. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Storytime English for more stories that inspire and educate. Until next time, take care and keep learning.